Hi crafty friends, Melissa Minor here. Thanks so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be making a layout for the Peartree Cutfiles design team, and I'm using one of the new cut files that was just released for October. So let's go ahead and get started. This is the cut file that I've chose to use today, and it's called Today is My Favorite Memory. And I love this, and so I went ahead and cut this out on my Cricut machine, and I'm using a little bit of Distress Oxide in the color Rusty Hinge to just give my cut file a little color. And I like this orange color, and once I show you the pictures, I think you'll like it too. It's going to bring in the orange color that's in my daughter's dress. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up, and then I am going to add the inner pieces. So let me show you how I did that. I used my Cricut and I used the contour function. You could also just flip this over and trace this onto some paper to give you the same effect. Okay, so I went ahead and used the contour feature to cut out the back, and then I also used it to cut out the letters. So this paper that I'm using is from 49 and Market. It's from their Vintage Orchard paper, and I'm using some Nouveau glue. So I have a lot of different glues, but each one has a specific purpose, and I feel like this Nouveau Deluxe glue is the best one to use when you're backing a cut file, because if it oozes out the side and things like that, this dries super clear. So in my tray here, you'll see I have each of the letters. So I'm going to add some of this Nouveau glue and then just pop these letters. But again, like I said, you could just flip this over and trace it if you weren't familiar with that feature. So here we go. I'm just going to put these in, and I won't make you watch me glue each of these in, but I also think it's important to see the process and how each person backs their cut file so that you can see how you get to the end results. So, and then off camera, I will go ahead and glue in the little center pieces. So like the little piece to the D, I'm going to pop that in, but first I'm going to use this knife here, and I'm just going to cut out the center of the D because I didn't do that with my Cricut. So I'm just going to quickly trace around here, and then I'll pop that piece out, and then I'll go ahead and add those centers. So here's the little center, and so I'm going to add a little glue on here for that, and I'll add each of these on, so like the D and then the A. I'm leaving the O's blank. I like the look of the O with just that paper, so I won't do that one. All right, so here's this gorgeous 49 and Market paper. Like I said, this is from their Vintage Orchard, and I think that I'm going to put the cut file up here. So let me bring in the picture. Here is the picture. I'm so excited to scrapbook this. We just returned from a trip to Florida, and this is my brother Kyle and his beautiful wife Krupa, and we attended their wedding, and it was outdoors, and it was here in October, and it's called Banyan Street in Gasparilla Island in Florida, and it was underneath these gorgeous trees, and they had leaves all around. So I thought this was perfect paper collection to use for these photos. And you can see here my daughter is in that peach orange dress next to me, and I'm in the floral dress. And I think that the color of that Rusty Hinge Distress Oxide ink just kind of draws your eye to her dress. And so I'm going to go ahead and distress the edges with this tool. I picked up this little distressing tool from Amazon, and I like it. It's great for distressing these papers, and the 49 and Market papers are so thick, and it works really well to distress the edges. So I've just backed my photo from one of the papers, and now I'm using some different pieces from the same collection, from this Vintage Orchard collection. I will leave a link to each of the products that I use down below in the description box in case you're interested. But I want to go ahead and create a little layer here with some of these pieces just to give this a little more visual interest. And so I'll back a couple of these, And then I'll start looking into the embellishments. Look at this. I love this. This is from their, let's see, what's that called? It was from the laser cut elements. I love the laser cut elements. They just look so pretty. And then the pieces that I used on the edge there, those were from the ephemera bits. So that looks super pretty. And my brother's wife, Krupa, has a lot of gold detail in her dress, and so I thought that looks pretty. And you can't really see it in the photos, but my dress actually has some like gold threading in it. It doesn't photograph well, but it has some gold, and I'm wearing some gold shoes. So I liked the gold at the bottom of the photo. Now I'm using that same Distress Oxide ink, and I'm just going to add a little bit of color just to bring that color down. I'm just going along the edges, this left edge, which I'll cover a little bit of that up, and then at the bottom it's just kind of peeking through to give my page more interest. So I'm ready to go ahead and start adhering things before I get too far along. So I'm just going to add some tape runner here, and that's in case I need to pick it up and move it again, and then I'll go back in off camera and add a little bit of liquid glue just to make sure it has a really strong bond. But I love this tape runner. It would probably hold it with just the tape runner, but just to be sure, once I get adding these layers, I do like to add more glue. I really like this piece. This little ephemera piece has this little bird on it, and so I thought that's cute. So I'm going to audition it down here. I think I'm going to end up cutting that down, but I'm going to put it here over to the edge for now. And I like these leaves. I'm not sure they're going to make it onto the page, but I'm thinking about these leaves. It reminds me of all of the leaves that were on the ground under these banyan trees. It was so pretty. I've got this little ticket from the ephemera bits and this butterfly. And so I like that. I do want to add a little bit of foam to pop that up. So I have foam tape, but I really like using this cheap foam that I get on Amazon. And I'll just cut it to the size that I need, and I'm using some tacky glue. So again, this is glue that I get on Amazon, and I love this glue. It's very strong and it's very inexpensive. I usually order it from Amazon, but if I'm in a pinch, it also is at Walmart, and so I like using that glue. Like I said, I have a lot of different glues that I use, and each one has a different purpose. Okay, I think this ticket would be great. So this picture is my entire family. So starting on the right, that is my son Devin in the blue shirt, and then my son Logan, my oldest son, is next to him in the white with the tie, and then Logan's wife Chloe is next to him, and then there's me in the floral dress. My boyfriend Dale is behind me, and then that's my daughter Tatum next to me, and then my brother's beautiful wife Krupa, and then that's my brother Kyle, and then my mom's there in the blue dress, and her husband, my stepdad Jimmy, is behind them, and then my stepbrother Jordan is in the back, and then his girlfriend Morgan. So the title is perfect for my page because it was my favorite memory. My whole family was together. We're all spread apart, and so I loved this. So I'm auditioning some additional pieces, but I also have some of these Prima flowers, and these flowers match this collection so perfectly. So I'm going to kind of play around with these flowers and just audition a few to see what I like. I like the one that's like that rusty hinge color and then the brown. Then I'm also going to bring in some of these 49 and Market florals, and they're like more of a cream color. And so I'm going to try a few of those here. So we'll try those in this corner, and like I said, I'm going to mess around with this for quite a while. I think these flowers need some leaves, so we'll bring in some leaves, and we'll just try these in a few different ways. I want to use this family, but I didn't bring it in. It doesn't make it to the page. I'll try in a few places. So the best thing that I have found to adhere these flowers is it's called Heavy Gel Medium, and you just use a paintbrush and then paint it on to the flower, to the back of the flowers, and it's a super strong hold, and it's perfect for these flowers. And so you just paint it on and then stick it down. So that works really good. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing these flowers down. Now, there was a wire stem on the leaves, and I just folded it in half, and if I had to do it all over again, I should have cut that off, but I didn't have any. I only had like my really good scissors next to me, and it has a wire in it, so I didn't want to use those. I was kind of being lazy, I guess, and I just folded it, and it added a little bit more bulk. So those flowers are kind of up a little bit, so I wish I would have cut that off, but it's okay. So I put the little bird ephemera back onto the page, and now I'm going to move this ticket up. Love this, so you can see that. And we'll get that glued down onto the page. I'm still trying to put the word family. I really like it since it's my family, but I don't want to cover up my gold shoe and I don't want to cover up Krupa's beautiful dress. So that just doesn't make it on there. So I was really shocked at the temperature when we were in Florida. We actually all had kind of wardrobe changes. I took 4 dresses to Florida with me. And then when I found out it was outdoors, I quickly made a decision to go with one that was sleeveless. It's very humid in Florida. I live in Missouri, and so I wasn't used to that humidity. But it was a gorgeous day, and I'm really glad that we got to spend the day together. So a little bit about Peartree Cutfiles. Each month they have a brand new selection of cut files that you can choose from. So I encourage you each month to go and check out all the new cut files. At the beginning of this video, I did play, I have a couple clips that shows a few of them. So there's some gorgeous fall ones, and that's not even all of them. So you can go to their website and check them out. I also have a video, I have a whole Peartree Cutfiles playlist that I will leave linked. But each month they have a Pearscription as well, where you can receive several files each month sent to you. So it's a digital subscription, or they also have where you can get them pre-cut. So originally when I started with Peartree Cutfiles, I started with their pre-cut cut files, and that was really nice. They get mailed to you, they're already cut, so it's real easy to use, right? But I live in the USA, they're in the UK, and so the shipping was kind of high, and so I thought it was a better price point for me to order the digital. So I'm really glad that the digital ones are only like a couple dollars, and you know, for each cut file, or you can get the Pearscription. It's very reasonable in price. You don't have to worry about shipping costs, and I just love it. All right, so I have my layout. I think I have it embellished the way I like it, and of course I'm bringing in some of my favorite, my Shimmers paints, and this is called Penny in Your Pocket. And this is, if you see the inner pieces to those florals, they have like that, I guess it's like a rose gold. I'm not sure how to describe the color. I think it's rose gold. But I thought that was better than just gold, since this color perfectly matches the inner portion to those flowers. So I'm adding a few sprinkles here, a few splatters rather, and that is gonna finish up my layout. So if you've enjoyed today's video, I hope you'll hit that thumbs up. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. I will have still shots over on Facebook and my Instagram. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!